Sup, my name is Ryu for TheCouncilNetwork. Welcome to the good and the bad of WWE Monday Night Raw! Get ready to rumble! And now, pretty much goes without saying, one of my biggest critiques last week, and yeah, I probably did go a little bit overboard with how much I enjoyed Backlash, but it was a really good, solid pay-per-view. I just want to point that out. Talking about Monday Night Raw, there was a lot to live up for from that pay-per-view from last night. Now, before we get completely underway, I just want to make note because next week, Gotham Season 3 starts. So what's going to happen is I'm going to try to get both of those out on Mondays. Tuesdays is the day after. And then anything I missed, obviously, will come around at the same time. I know I missed the Dragon Ball Super review. It's on the channel. It'll be up before this, pretty much. So you have my apologies on that. It's just tiring. It's been a long flight back. So Sasha Banks back. You know, they're doing her back is still technically healing to make her look more babyface. And I like how Bayley comes out and she's like, well, last week I pinned you. You know, I went to that whole thing. And Daniel Brooke finally smacked the shit out of Charlotte. Just right in the face. It felt so good to see her do it. I know what people are going to say. She's still really green in the ring. I think she's got potential, to be honest. But I think they called her up a little bit too soon. And they just need to just work with her more. You know, her timing needs to get down. Otherwise than that, she's good. She's a good jobber heel, if you want to phrase it that way. But see, I was hoping for just Bayley versus Sasha. And then I guess Daniel Brooks' plan was to get in there and just try to fuck up the match, and, well, how well did that go? What actually surprised me about the match is that Bayley got pinned by Sasha. I wasn't expecting it, but, you know, it's all good. Both of them deserve it, so I'm okay. Now, I will say the three of them put on an amazing match, but I think, honestly, all of us would rather see, it's nothing against Daniel Brooke, all of us would rather see Bayley and Sasha go at it. You know, and then Charlotte, triple threat, that would be pretty much the equivalent of a triple threat Shield match. It's just one of those things that you could watch all the time. I mean, Sasha and Bayley, they just know each other so well in that four-square little box ring that they just put on such an amazing show regardless. And all you want to do is sit there and watch it and see how it all unfolds. My lordy, can we get some more of that, please? It's just too good. This hit it right off the bat, but the bad problem, this is probably the first issue I had with Raw, was right afterwards. Still to come, best of 7, match number 5, Cesaro versus Sheamus, and I'm just like, okay, yeah. Let's roll back the clock here and remember that Cesaro beat Sheamus 3 times in a row prior to this best of 7. Noting that. And Daniel Brooks like, oh yeah, you and Bayley, Sasha, you guys should have a best of 7. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Sasha and Bayley could carry a best of 7 extremely well, but my issue still comes down to it would be oversaturated too much. It's too much of the same thing over and over again. It's like giving a kid what he wants. You want candy? Well, you can only have this one kind of candy over and over again. They're going to want something new and fresh and exciting. And even you as a person or adult or kid, whatever, you're going to want that feeling. You don't want the same thing over and over again. But WWE does not want to listen on Raw. I don't know why. The Shining Stars are feuding with Enzo and Cass. Enzo and Cass really are, to me, getting the feud going. Now, I know what some people are going to say, that they like the Shining Stars and the way that they're working out. I still haven't quite gotten to that point. I think they're just dull and boring. I know I believe it was their father is a legend, but I'm not quite sure. I said this before, I'll say it again. Kevin Owens as champion. Best decision they made in a while, given that Finn Balor's injury. Not going with the typical Seth Rollins was good. Bo Dallas in action. Yay, Bo Dallas. Match was a squash match number 2. Oh my god. Why is it, ever since the draft, Raw has to have squash matches? And there is one that wasn't a squash match, but pretty much kind of turned out to be a squash match, which we'll talk about my thoughts on that in a moment. which is the Nia Jax match, but still. Chris Jericho and his "you stupid idiot." I love it. I honestly do. I think Chris Jericho is selling it perfectly. You know, he came back. He's a little bit different than he was before. He's not saying the same stuff. He's just the stupid idiot catchphrase works for him. I thought he was just going to leave and be more part-time, but his stay makes me start wondering, is this Chris Jericho's like complete final run? Or maybe he just wants to push people over, and then if this is his final run, he could say, yeah, I had an amazing run, and I'm just going to go do Talk is Jericho and Fozzy. Fozzy's a really good band, I will say that much. No, I'm not sucking up to the man, I'm just being fucking honest. But, I gotta be honest with one thing. I still don't like Bo Dallas. I don't like these squash matches. It's not making me care for Bo. It's not making Bo look strong. It's just pretty much the Nia Jax, Eric Rowan effect. Oh my god, I just said Eric Rowan. The Braun Strowman effect. I had to correct myself there. Not that the match wasn't bad, but just meh. Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho. I like this whole thing. I like their feud. You know, I want to see where it goes. Hopefully we'll get, you know, a match. And just the face that Chris Jericho made. I don't know what it is with that goatee. It just made me laugh towards the end. But honestly, I pretty much knew what was going to happen. But it didn't end like I expected it to. I'll go more in depth. So the Sheamus and Cesaro match. I love Cesaro. I think Sheamus is a great, hard-hitting, you know, guy in the ring. But I just can't get behind 7 matches back-to-back of the same thing, oversaturation of the same thing, the same product, week after week. I'm just sitting here falling asleep, guys. It's not that you two can't wrestle. You guys put on an amazing show, but I just can't get behind watching you do it again and again and again and again. About 10 times. Cesaro won the first 3 before they did the best of 7. Then Sheamus won 3. And now Cesaro has officially won 2. Do your math, kids. That's 8 already. And we're pretty much guaranteed to get 2 more. Oh, jolly gee. What did I really want? Yeah, no. I'm sorry. No, please. No more best of 7s after this one. It wasn't... Okay, here's the problem. It could be a good concept if executed correctly, but when you have someone go over on someone else for 3 straight matches, then announce a best of 7 where that person loses the next 3 matches, then wins 3 more matches, it looks really shitty on the booking, and I'm not trying to hate. I am just trying to be completely honest here with my thoughts, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's just how it is. Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho will be wrestling as Clash Champions. Honestly, I think Sami Zayn's one of the best on the roster right now, and I know Chris Jericho for a fact has a way of working with people, pushing them over, you know, basically just excelling them to that next level and getting them over with the crowd. That's what I see with Chris Jericho, and that's what I like about him. Even though I may not like his character or just him in general, I like what he does for the company. So Sami Zayn is probably one of my favorite wrestlers right now in WWE, so I cannot wait to see this match. It's going to be fucking good. Alicia Fox versus Nia Jax. I thought this was going to be a pay-per-view match. You know, maybe just something to open the show with. It can end quickly, but jeez, Nia Jax, what the fuck was that? She just, like, broke Alicia Fox in half, and I'll be honest, Alicia Fox did a hell of a job selling it. That shit looked brutal. I've never seen a woman get put through the barricade. Kudos for the spot that Alicia Fox and Nia Jax both pulled off. Hopefully no one was really injured. I don't believe they were, but at the same time, you know, you say it regardless. Hopefully no one was injured. Alicia Fox, though, jeez, man. Honestly, after watching that, she's got to get another title run at some point. None of that Divas crap. Make her a women's champion. She deserves it. The last time she had it was a 2-month reign in 2010. So that was 6 years ago. And what does she do for the company? Anything they pretty much asked her to, she's doing it and stepping it up to it. That's a workhorse, and she needs to get a little bit of respect. I will say, though, Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha are pretty much your main eventers with Dania in there. I can never say it right. In there as pretty much your middle card to push Charlotte, you know, as a... I'm following the big heel because I'm the little heel kind of thing, but that's okay. In my opinion, that's okay. It is what it is. And I've said this one before, and I'll say it again. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson and The New Day. I get certain parts are supposed to be for kids, but god damn it, I just want my undefeatable 326 day or 345, just something along those lines of those two holding the titles. Maybe they haven't gotten it because they haven't fully gotten over with the crowd, but all you have to do is stop with the stupid gimmicks and just let them be Bullet Club. Full on Bullet Club. They don't have to be in name Bullet Club, but in spirit, that energy that came across. I mean, if you look at some of their Japanese matches in New Japan Wrestling, that shit was fucking insane. WWE needs to let them go a little bit closer to it. I think right now they're just kind of having fun being in WWE, but at the same time, I want to see these guys excel. I want to see them hold the gold. As much as I love The New Day, as much as I think Austin Creed is pretty much the breakout star of that, to be completely... All three guys are talented, but I think it's just because of his YouTube channel, to be fair. But honestly, all three of those guys are amazing. But I just really... It's coming closer and closer being the club's time. They need to carry the belts. It is a good push for them. And they need to be monster heels. It needs to happen. I honestly feel with Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, that was a missed opportunity, not making them tag team champions, even for a short little while. So don't screw this up, WWE. Make sure you do it right with the club, because the club is... You know, that's something you can't fuck up. You just can't. You'd be shooting yourself in the foot for messing that one up. And trust me, I think I know better than anyone about messing your foot up. Yeah, I made the... But the club got the win over New Day, so I'm really not expecting too much for the next pay-per-view Clash of Champions. I'm kind of hoping that the club would win there, but we'll see what happens. You know, it's just one of those things. And of course, they hype up the cruiserweights arriving next week. At this point, I think I took a bathroom break. To be completely fair, this is one thing that kind of annoys me is Jinder Mahal, and I'm going to explain why. It's just like you have Jack Swagger come out in the first time in months. And I know what people are going to say. He didn't deserve the push. But let's be honest. What is WWE really going to do with Jinder Mahal? He's going to be jobber central. You push Heath Slater to mid-card, you need to fill the low card. And honestly, Jack Swagger was a former world heavyweight champion. Can you believe those words? And he just got basically squash matched to hell by Jinder Mahal. I don't know how to feel about that, to be fair, because Jinder Mahal at this point is like 2-2. Not that, you know, the records really matter, to be completely fair, because you look at a guy like Bray Wyatt, and he's so fucking over because of how well he works. It's just one of those things. But Jinder Mahal, I'm sorry, it's just one of those guys that is just putting me to sleep and just like making me go kind of moment. And Jack Swagger is too. I'm not trying to hate on the guy. I think it's just that WWE doesn't know what to do with him, and they just threw him in the match. And the aftermath of Raw, when they post on the WWE YouTube channel, and they're basically like, you know, Jack Swagger's contract's coming up. Are they basically saying that Jack Swagger's leaving? Because I don't know if any one of us is really gonna feel like, oh crap, they lost out big time. I mean, even with Del Rio, they weren't booking him right. And Del Rio wasn't happy, WWE wasn't happy. So it worked out for the best for everyone. It is what it is. But there's a situation going on with Paige right now, because she actually really is dating Alberto Del Rio. And her and WWE are trying to work out contract disputes. I believe that's what it is. Some of it's still up in the air. Nothing's been fully... Maybe by the time the video comes out, either she'll have worked it out, or you know, she'll leave WWE. When we know here on the Council Network, we'll probably talk about it at some point. That would be a huge loss. But I don't mean to sound the wrong way. Jack Swagger wouldn't really be a huge loss. I mean, if Jack Swagger was winning over Rusev and, you know, had that rivalry build up, then yeah, okay, it could have been something big, but no. No. This is the one thing this is also another thing I didn't like, I should say, for Raw, was that Enzo is fighting Solo without Cass. It's like, We wanted them as a tag team, I guess, because all the time that Cass had as a solo star, they want to put Enzo over. I'm behind Enzo just from the fucking promos the guy cuts. I mean, those are some of the best promos I've ever fucking heard. What do we got here? We got some haters. We got some haters. I love that kind of shit. And it's like, when you first hear it, when you first see Enzo, you're like, well, that's just completely dumb. Why would anyone like it? And it grows on you. And it's like a virus that takes over you, and you find yourself going, my name is Enzo. I just can't stop that. I love it. I fucking love it. So I'm going to be honest. If Primo and Epico go over Big Cass and Enzo Amore, I'm gonna have a fit. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna have a fit like a little kid. Can't have his John Cena t-shirt. I'm being honest though. That would piss me off. Seth Rollins, you know something's gonna go down with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, and it did. And basically, if Roman Reigns won the match, then it would have been a triple threat. It was a great match. Yes, I just said. Stay with me here. I just said Roman Reigns put on a great match with Kevin Owens. Now, you could take that any which way you want to, but it's clear as day at this point that Roman Reigns can wrestle. I'm not the biggest fan of Roman Reigns, but the guy can wrestle. You can't work with just AJ Styles put on a great match and then go to work with Kevin Owens, put on a great match, and figure, oh, it's Kevin Owens. Oh, it's AJ Styles. Oh, it's Seth Rollins. Oh, it's Dean Ambrose carrying that match. It's way more than that. Even if he's doing 5 straight moves like John fucking Cena, whatnot, however you want to put it, and doesn't change too much up, it's the chemistry of the match. It's the psychological aspect of the match. It's the, getting over with the fans he's still having trouble with. Because I think the problem is they pushed him too hard and too fast. Because he's a 3-time champion right now. If we don't count, we just count world titles. That's still insane. There's not too many superstars that get pushed like that. And I think the fan base is just like, nope, we don't want John Cena 2.0. Not that John Cena is bad, people like to bag on him and shit, but the guy is fucking amazing. I like when Seth came out and started, just wailing on Owens, and Mick Foley came out and he's like, we're gonna have a talk. Like, what is he, your fucking kid? I mean, seriously, to me, that's a down. I think it was just the way it was executed when it was just bad when it was executed, because you have Foley sitting here going, you're going to do what I tell you to. Like, that's not your kid. You got to punish him, but that's not your kid. At the same time, I do like what Foley did by restarting the match and just going ding, 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 ding. But, of course, and this is what gets me, and I know why they're setting it up, and I'll explain it in a minute, but this is what gets me. Rusev comes out, interferes in the match, it's okay. But if Seth Rollins comes out and interferes with Kevin Owens, who's the champion, oh, that's not okay. We got, granted that Rusev wasn't causing a DQ, even though the ref saw it. Like I said, I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns fan, to be completely honest, but I just smell it a mile away. Roman Reigns versus Rusev for the U.S. title. The match we didn't get because Rusev went on his honeymoon and was written off to be on his honeymoon. That's a thing. I'm okay with it because honestly, and I'm being completely real. You could probably find a match here on YouTube. There's a match of Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens when I believe Seth Rollins was Tyler Black and Kevin Owens was Kevin Steen. Now it's an independent match, so the quality of the cameras and whatnot is not WWE, up to there where you get those perfect angles at the right moment. But oh my god, the match between the two of them is spectacular. And if we are to get anything to that spectrum, you are in for a damn treat. That's for sure. Honestly though, much better Raw than last week's. Last week's was just fucking horrendous. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. All I have to say is, I really did enjoy it. And if you haven't seen it already and you're new, you want to see WWE stuff, go check it out. It was actually a pretty decent Raw. But I think SmackDown is probably going to be the better show tomorrow because it's 2 hours. I may be wrong, but we'll see. I just want to quickly say, tonight. It's actually tonight when I post this. Thank you guys so much. So much. We are like, right now when I record this, we are one away from 600. That's blowing my mind for the Council Network, because for a while we were just sitting at the 200 range, but that's crazy. Thank you guys so much. If you're new and you enjoy the content, I know it's the most overdone thing, but make sure to subscribe for more so you don't miss out on any videos. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Now, me and this fractured ankle, no, it wasn't because I did a WWE move. We're going to go take it easy, and we'll see you on the next video, which is the SmackDown video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.